Hello, everyone. Pam Souter here, your Chief Networking Officer, and I am so excited about tonight's call. I have one of our newest Ambassador Diamonds on with me, and this woman is just blowing this business out of the water. You know, our average earnings of our Ambassador Diamonds is in the $30,000 a month range, and she has just done so much more than that with bonuses paid out, with everything that she's been doing, and I know that all of you are just going to love hearing her story tonight. So let's get started. Erana, how are you tonight?
I'm great. Hi, Pam. How are you?
I am fantastic. All right, so tell everybody who you are and where you're from and how long you've been on board.
Hello, everyone. I'm Erana Tyler. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. I'm currently residing in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I'm married. I've been married for 17 years, and I have three wonderful kids. Not really kids anymore, but I have a 22-year-old daughter, a 17-year-old son, and a 13-year-old son.
All right, so, Erana, when you found it works, what were you doing?
Well, when I found it works, I was actually working federal government, law enforcement, United States Marshal Service. I wasn't a marshal. I was I worked in human resources. And I was working 9 to 5, putting in my leave slips when I need to take off, 30 minutes, maybe an hour lunch here and there, raising my kids, just coming home every day, cooking dinner, spending time with the family. It was just an everyday, regular lifestyle of a 9 to 5, get up every morning, take the kids to school, pick them up, So I was pretty much doing this, the regular, normal lifestyle of a mom getting up, going to work every day.
And did you just see that as the future? I mean, were you just thinking this is life and not thinking any differently?
You know what? I always, Pam, I sat at my desk every day, and not every day, but majority of the time, I sat at my desk and said, you know what? This 9 to 5, I'm getting sick and tired of it, and it's not really me. And, it was just like that same routine every single day. Get up, go to work, punch the clock, do this work, stare at the computer all day, eyes drying out, fingers hurting from keyboards and things like that, and come home and you're doing the same thing, homework, everything. And, I was worn out, but I knew that the 9 to 5 life was not for me. But I didn't know that It Works was coming my way, So you get that mentality of this is what you're used to. Everyone's used to working and getting up every day, working 9 to 5. And I just got used to that. I had no idea that It Works was coming into my life. I've never worked in a multi-level marketing. I never had a part-time job. Never. I don't even think I had a summer job when I was growing up. So this was all new to me.
Wow.
So, I knew nothing. I wish I had that crystal ball where I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to be a millionaire soon. But I had no idea. So.
Well, so how did you find us?
A good friend of mine who was also my ambassador, Vanessa Brown, actually introduced this business to my husband, James Tyler, who's also, in the business with me. So she brought it to his attention. And he came home to me and said, hey, Vanessa, approached me about this, great business opportunity. And she was wondering if we could meet with her, one-on-one so she can explain it a little more in detail. So at the time, again, used to this 9 to 5 mentality, getting up, going to work, I wasn't really interested. I said, I got enough going on. I got the kids and I got work. I don't need anything else to do. He told me a little bit about it, but he didn't tell me too much. For something clicked in my head and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and meet with her. Normally, I never would do anything like this. Never. I'm the type that normally I sit at home and just used to doing the same thing over and over and over again, not trying to branch out or broaden my horizons. So I called Vanessa up, and I told her, I said, you know what, I'm going to come meet with you. And she said, that's fine, come on over. So I went over to her house, and she just told me how wonderful the business was for her. She was just actually getting into the business. I think at the time Vanessa may have been a Ruby, but it was still good money. You know, I was hearing this and was like, I'm blown away. You know, she was telling me about this crazy rap thing. She was very confident. You know, she didn't push anything on me to sign up immediately. You know, she went over, you know, how the business was good to her, how the money was good, and, you know, how she was able to help others, you know, as far as weight goals and everything like that. And she said, you know what, I'm going to give you this wrap. I want you to take it home, and I want you to try it, and then I want you to call me when you're ready. So, you know, I went home when I slept on it. I didn't try it immediately, and I didn't try it the next day. I actually used it on my husband. He was my guinea pig. And, you know, I took it, you know, gave him, you know, put the wrap on him. We put the saran wrap around him. I gave him his 2 bottles of water. And, you know, she told us to 45 minutes, sit and wait, and then you'll see results. So my husband takes it upon himself to take the boys to the barber shop. And I always love telling the story. It wasn't far from here. So he took his 2 bottles of water, like his little self wrapped up. And I said, one thing that I told him before he left out this house was to not eat. I said, don't eat anything, honey. You know, make sure that you're on an empty stomach so we can see good results. You know, don't do anything. Please come back in 45 minutes. So he came back maybe a little past 45 minutes. And, you know, I said, okay, let's take the wrap off. You ready? And I said, you didn't have anything to eat, did you? And he was like, no, I wouldn't do that. And the kid said, Mom, yes, he did. He had Bojangles. So I was like, no, you didn't. I said, please say you didn't eat. So I said, you didn't supposed to eat anything at this time. But, you know, lo and behold, when he took the wrap off, he still lost inches. He still lost inches, and his stomach looked really good. See, for my husband, he works out a lot. We both do. And our problem area is the belly. Of course, that's everybody, you know. But we took pictures because we were so amazed at the results. And immediately, you know, we just started sharing it with our friends, you know, posting on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And just my emails went crazy, you know. Everything just went crazy. My phone went crazy. And, of course, I called Vanessa. I was like, this is for us. Please sign me up. At the time, I didn't have $99 to give, you know, to sign up. My husband, you know, gave me the money and said, here, go for it, because I know this is going to take us very far. You know, this looks like a business for us, and, you know, this is where we are. You know, in just 9 months, I'm at Ambassador. Who would have thought, you know, just from that one rap, you know, that I would just get this far. I never would have thought that this business would have brought me here. Never.
And you look at that and you go, okay, 9 months and never networked before. You were working full time the majority of those 9 months, weren't you?
I'm sorry, Pam. Repeat that. I'm sorry.
Oh, were you working full time the majority of those months?
Yes, I was working full time. I was getting up early. Like I said, I do a lot of exercising. So I get up early every morning, 3:45. I'm at the gym. 7 o'clock, I'm at my desk. You know, I get off late because I was working 9 hours. Getting home, you know, trying to help the kids with homework. You know, it was just a lot. And then I was still doing, you know, once I started, I was doing my, you know, It Works business, you know, in the evening. So once I got from my 9 to 5, immediately, you know, getting into my car, I was on the phone with distributors. You know, I was on the phone with prospects. I was coming through the door almost every day with the phone in my hand. You know, and my husband is looking at me like I'm crazy. The kids are like, Mom, you know. So it was a lot on me, you know, but I did it until June. June was my last day at my job. And, you know, I went that long, but it was like enough already. It was like I couldn't do it anymore. It was just too much for me and my family. You know, I talked it over with my husband. You know, he was like, you know, weigh your options. You know, what do you want to do? You know, because a lot of people, when you talk about federal government, you know, that's a place where you have your benefits and things like that. I've been there for so long, and it's just like, do I want to make this big move? This is a big step from leaving federal government for 16 years to joining, to doing It Works full time. And I chose It Works. I chose my family. I wanted to spend time with my family. And I love it. I'm doing this full time. I'm able to put my youngest son, he's 13. He's in summer school right now. I'm able to spend time with him during the day and, send him off in the morning. He's home at 2. I do my It Works here at home. I can go out during the day. I just have so much free time now. So I'm not bound to my desk 9 to 5 and then trying to, do my It Works in such little bit of time at, like crunching everything in all at one time at nighttime. It was just too much for me.
Well,
and I just couldn't do
it. When people are, I'm just thinking all these thoughts are going through my mind. And did you, for the first time in all of those years, suddenly just feel alive? Did you just feel excited about life again? And did that give you the adrenaline and the drive and the energy to build this during those off hours?
Yes, it did. When I really, really took off with it even more. Once I put my papers in, when I submitted my resignation papers, it was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I was very nervous. After I did it, I really couldn't believe I did it. But I think I did it on a Friday. I think it was like 3 o'clock. I can remember the time. Then next Monday, it was like, okay, I don't have to go into the office anymore. I called my team up. I sent out emails. I said, I resigned from my federal government job. And I did it because I want to be with my family. And now I'm able to, sit down with you guys more, train you even more, spend time with you guys, to make you into leaders, to build you up, so you all can promote and follow my footsteps, So it was just like I had more time to work with my team, and just help them as much as I can, because my team is just constantly growing. My team is constantly recruiting more and new people. So the traveling that I'm doing, I wouldn't be able to do that working 9 to 5. I love attending the conferences. The boot camps are fun. I love it. And it was just too much. Putting in the leave slips, once a week, twice a week, it was too much. So now I have the freedom to go and come as I please. And it just feels wonderful.
And I look back at all of this, and I'm thinking about those 9 months and building this to Ambassador Diamond while working full-time, having 3 children, a husband, and a lot of people are just thinking, wow, I know they're still wondering how you did it. And when I think about it, you jumped in and followed those 3 simple steps. You had to do that. You had to understand the power of duplication. And with that, being able to plug those people into your new distributors into that system, was that what gave you the freedom to be able to build it that quickly?
Yes, definitely. I was out, steps to success, like you said, out blitzing, handing out my business cards, using social media. That's my best friend. My husband, of course, has helped me along. Daily conversations with my team leaders on my team. Training calls every week. In-person training calls, conference calls, you name it, we did it. I mean, we hustled. I hustled. I mean, I can remember just starting off, up and down the highway, doing raps on different people, doing the rap parties, recruiting constantly like crazy, because I was pulling in maybe 5 people, 5 distributors a week or so. We were really hustling. It wasn't just me by myself. It was my whole team, and we were able to move up fast. As long as we're training our team and giving them the knowledge to move up, giving them the steps to success for them to follow so they could be successful in this business, that's how we were all successful. That's how I became ambassador, bringing in new leaders, training them up, giving them the information that they need so they can move up. We all just worked as a team.
And I know this team, too. You don't mess around. I mean, they've got to be serious in order for you to work with them.
They are serious. They are serious. You know what? And I appreciate every last one of them. You know, I'm sure they listening right now, and I tell them over and over, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, you know, because they hustle, Pam. And you see it. Everyone sees it. You know, I have some ladies on my team now that's rocking it out. You know, I said, I think you all do more than me. You all running the show. You know, I'm just here. I'm just somebody. But I'm telling you, they schedule the opportunity call, and they do everything. And, you know, and I'm like, did I train you all to do this? You know, it's just amazing, you know, how good they are. And they, you know, I love them to pieces. And, you know, they're running the show. And they're my next ambassadors.
And, you know, a lot of people, and I love this because we see a team like this growing so quickly and putting in so many people. And it takes work. You know, it's that work ethic and pounding the pavement like you did. And I remember the gentleman that came up with Smart Water, and he said he slept through the streets of New York until somebody finally said, this might work. And, you know, that's what we do in the beginning of building our business. We slept through the streets and we talked to everybody, and that's what it sounds like that you've done. And people, you know, they bought into it. They love that crazy rap thing. And so if you started somebody brand new right now today, what would you tell them to do to jumpstart their business?
Well, of course, the number one thing is to follow the steps to success. That's the number one thing. And I always tell my new distributors coming in to make sure that they get on every training call that we have, to make sure that they attend every in-person training call, make sure that they review all the reading material, you know, or watch all the videos that they have. Of course, anytime that they need me, they can call and reach out to me. There's been plenty of times my husband's like, what are you doing on the phone at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning? But that's me. I'm here to help. And also, you know, make sure you get your blitz cards. Go out blitzing. And I think I just had a conversation with one of my distributors not too long ago, and I told her, I said, you can't sleep until you get it to Ambassador. You know, people say, I'm worn out, I'm tired, I'm up late, you know, I'm on the phone, you know. I said, no sleeping until you get to Ambassador. But that's not true, because I'm not Ambassador, and I'm still blitzing. I'm still handing out my business cards. I'm still wearing my T-shirts. I'm still representing. I'm still walking around with my racks in my bag, coming up to people saying, do you want to try this? I'm still doing the same exact thing that I did when I first started. So you can't stop. You have to keep going. You have to stay motivated. You have to stay focused. Keep pushing. Keep grinding. You know, don't stop.
Because you don't, you know, everybody thinks that's the end. That's really the beginning.
It's the beginning.
Ambassador is the beginning. That's when that full leadership bonus of $150 per person. You know, that's when all that income available to you kicks in. That's when you own it. That's when you really step into the power of that compensation plan. And it's so smart that you're saying this, because it's never an arrival. It's always just a journey, and that's why we're still out there. That's why the company is still out there every week doing One Team, One Missions. We're out there boot camps. We're having green carpet events, conferences. That's why we still do what we do, because this is building a business. And, you know, when you think about it, you're building a legacy for your family. Your children will grow up in this, probably be distributors within this, and you're teaching them how to do that with that strong work ethic. And so finally with this, what do you feel like this next year is going to be like for you? Because suddenly full-time at work, I know the income is dramatically changed for you and your family, only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so the next year to 2 years has got to look really, really strong for y'all.
Don't make me faint. Don't make me faint, man. Yes, I can only imagine. I just got my first commission check today, and I just can't believe it. I have no idea how I survived on my 9-to-5 pay. Now that I look back, how in the world did I do that? Look at comparing this paycheck to the federal government 9-to-5 paycheck. I have no clue. Yeah. And I am loving life. A year from now, 2 years from now, I know the last conversation that I had with you, Pam, when I did the presidential call, I wanted to be looking forward to being Black Diamond, of course. So that's definitely in my future. And I'm working with my team. We're trying to come up with a health and wellness business. So I want to focus still on health and wellness because, I love it. It works. Has really, changed my life. And I love helping others. It's not just about the money. It's about meeting people, helping people get to their goals. And just, seeing people happy once they get to those goals. So health and wellness is the direction I think I'm going to stay in. And, hopefully, things will, work out with the business. I'm sure it will with the wonderful team members that I have. I'm sure it will. But I'm just looking for, a wonderful, bright future. Still with It Works.
Oh,
I'm still with It Works. And, I'm just blessed and very happy that I joined this business. Thank you, Ronessa. I'm sure she's listening. I always tell her, thanks for bringing this opportunity into my life. Another thing that I wanted to mention, I have a son who's blind. A lot of people don't know. And he's 13, and just being home with him has really made a difference. And, ever since he was born, I always wanted to be home with him, to care for him every day. And now that I'm home, I just so happy that I can, spend time with him and just be with him and make sure that he's getting the best care that he can. Make sure that he's getting the best education that he can, because I miss so much. I miss the field trips. I miss the parent-teachers meetings. I miss so much with these kids because working at 9 to 5, it just helped me to, where I couldn't do much. But now that I have It Works in my life, I can spend time with my family and then take care of my kids too. So I just appreciate this opportunity, Pam. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's just been a beautiful story, and it's just being written. And I can't wait for the next adventure for you. And we're just so proud of you and what you've accomplished. And your story is just really, really powerful for me. And it really, truly is what gets us up every day and keeps us going. And we just want to touch more lives along the way. And just many blessings for you and your family. Thank you for being the leader that you are. Thank you for believing in us and your team. And we look forward to hearing the next adventure for you, this next story as you write it this next year and the years to come. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you being here. All right, everyone. This was a beautiful story. Everyone, let us know. Go to my Facebook page, and if you're not a friend, you can like it. And also, they're doing lots of training, so make sure you plug into all the trainings that are available to you through It Works and all of our leaders. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for being on with me tonight. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
All right. Good night, everyone.